Wow, good evening, good evening, good evening once again. You are welcome to Quad Drive. Good evening once again. If today is your first time, please, we are asking of you to do us a favor by sharing this link to all your friends and people that you know so that all of us can enjoy it together for the good things that we are bringing on board. If you are new here, I always say don't be in the haste to watch the subscribe to the channel. First of all, do us a favor by taking your time to watch the video and also understand what we are spreading across. And if you really want to be part of the family or you really want to enjoy our next videos, then you kindly subscribe and also share the video for us. I think those who have subscribed to the channel already have been following us and they know what we are doing here. We are not a driving school, as I always say, because to be a driving school, they have the procedures and things you have to go through. But we are giving enlightenment and also explaining to those of us who cannot understand much the Italian language and also get much understanding quickly about the theory aspect of the driving book. So if today is your first time joining us, this is what we are doing here. We are not doing any other thing but what? Explaining the theory aspect of the driving theory. And today we are just going quickly to talk about another topic in the book, which is talking about the Segnali dell'unica that we have already started. So I think our previous videos, we talked about some of the Segnali, and today we are here also with another sign. Please share the link to your fellow brothers and sisters and anyone that you know so that at least you can get much feedback on also. Okay. So what I said initially, that Segnali dell'unica is one of the signs that have what mostly blue color, and what it simply talk about is that it has an obligation, or it gives you an obligation that you have to what to do. It is not something that you like to do or you wish to do, but it is obligated that you have to what? You have to follow this particular what? Particular sign. And on our screens, we can see here. If you can see on your screens, I think we have this sign, which is the 30 with a blue circle, and we have the 30 with the red line crossing it. I think the first one is the rotunda, which is the roundabout that we normally call in English, that we have already talked about this one. So today we are talking about the 30, which is what? Limited maximum reward velocity. So this 30 that you are seeing on your screen, whenever you see this 30, or whenever you see a number with the 30 or a number with the blue circle across it, it's simply talking about what? Limited maximum reward velocity that you are allowed to go. That means whenever you see this 30, you don't have to go anything less than 30. If you see a blue circle with a number, a figure with a white color in it, it is obligation that you are not allowed to go anything less than that figure you are seeing. So this 30 that you are seeing here is what? Limited minimum reward velocity. That means the minimum velocity that you have to go is what? 30. Sometimes we have what? 40, 50, 70, but most of the times it is simply talking about what? The obligation that you have to go 30 and above. So if your car cannot go to the speed limit of 30, or you cannot go to the speed limit of 30, you have to what? Avoid that strada, or you have to avoid that road. So what you have to understand about this 30 is that whenever you see this 30, you are therefore allowed to go the speed limit of what? 30. And if you cannot go to the speed limit of 30, you have to what? Avoid the road. You don't have to go anything less than what? The 30. You don't have to go anything less than the 30. So the second sign with a red line in it is talking about what? Fini the what? Limited minimum velocità. When you talk of fini the limited minimum velocità with the 30 here, it's simply talking about that at this point you are therefore allowed to go any speed limit that you like, whether it is less than 30 or even 35 or 40. When you see the red circle, it is what? Fini. That moment or that point, you are not obligated to what? To go to the speed limit of maybe 20 or 40 or anything. But that particular time, you are allowed to even go to the speed limit of 10 or 5 kilometers per hour, depending on how you wish to what? Use the road. So these two signs here, the 30 and the 30 with the red circle, the first one is talking about obligated, that the limited minimum speed that you can go is what? 30. And the last one with the red line inside it is talking about that you have finished the obligation. That means at this particular time or at this particular moment, you are allowed to what? To have any speed limit that you want, you wish to have. Let's read what our book is talking about this sign. You see, segnali di obbligo, visto in questa lezione acceso della ultima due quelle limited minimum di velocità alla fine del limited minimum di velocità. Sono molto simili tra loro. Si tratta infatti, it's not talking about the signs that we have explained before. And it doesn't end there. We still have one of the signs, which is what? Also part of the segnale di what? Obbligo. Okay. So this sign that you are seeing here with the gomma, with the chain, it's not that you have to be chaining your car tie always, or you have to be chaining your car ties at every particular time. No. This sign that you are seeing is what? Catena the navy obbligatoria. Like catena the what? Navy obligatory. When you talk of catening the navy obligatory, it simply is talking about that at a point or at, because from January to what? November, you are allowed to what? Or at the beginning of the year, you are allowed to what? Use some particular tie that you are allowed to use. And when you get to some time, because of the snow, and we have what? The estate. When you talk of the estate, that's like summertime. So during winter time, you have obligation tie that you have to use. I think it starts from November to April, and you have to what? Change it to what? The normal tie, which is what? The estive. When you talk of the estive, that is what? The summer ties that you have to use. So this one is talking about what? Chain with the tie obligated. Like whenever you see a sign like this at a particular area, it is simply talking about that you are obligated to use what? The chain around your car tires. It is obligated. You can have a tie which is what? Good for what? The snow. But this one is talking about that it is obligated to use what? The chain. That means if your car tie is not what? Quattro stagioni. When you talk of quattro stagioni, that is what? The all-weather ties that you can use from January to what? December. So if your tie is not quattro stagioni and it is what? In estate or summer ties, at the particular time that we are getting to the winter time, you have to what? Put chain around your tie. And the chain is not normally put when you are driving in the cities or when you are even having your normal runs around your area or something like that. No. But mostly they put this sign for Wichita and also on the autostrada and also around highways, like big roads that they normally put this sign there. Because when it snows and you don't have the what? The gomma inverna like there's winter tires and you are using the normal tires to drive, it is dangerous and it will not be good for you. So this one is talking about what? Gomme what? Per neve obbligatoria. So the book is saying that catene da neve obbligatoria visibile in atto queste cartelle si trova su strada che in particolari condizioni sono inevite o ghiacciate e indica la circolazione consentita solo a veicoli minuti da catene o pneumatici invernali. That is what I said initially. This is particularly what placed in a particular areas. This kind of sign is placed in particular areas or particular route that is having what? Obligation that you have to use ties that are what? Invernal ties, which is snow ties, or you have to put on the chain. So if you don't have money to buy the what? Quattro stagioni or invernal ties, snow ties, and you have the chain, you can put your chain. Mostly, reason why that they are demanding for this kind of ties is that when it snows, there is something called coefficient de what? Adherenta. When you talk of coefficient de adherenta, it's simply talking about the friction of the tie and the what? The road. When the tie and the road are not what? Stable, they will what? They will slip. And when they slip, that is where you are going to have what? An accident. So they simply demand this kind of ties for you to what? Have it around your car tie, a chain around your car tie, so that it can help you to what? To move on the road smoothly. So this one is talking about what? Goma or catene con gome invernale. So this sign that you are seeing here is not any sign, but it's simply talking about that you have to what? Use what? Ties, which is what? Particularly for inverno, which is inverno or some winter ties. So we're going to end with these two signs here, which are also commonly seen in the cities. These signs are commonly seen in the cities, and even we can have them around companies or agenda, like companies. Yeah, we can have them in companies, because this one is talking about what? Human crossing. So whenever you see this sign here, the sign is segnale di percorso pedonale, like it is simply talking about that particular area or that particular road, people are going to be what? To be crossing. Most of the times, whenever they are placing this sign, they normally put warning sign before this one. They normally put warning sign. Whenever you are going to meet this one, the warning sign normally what? Are being placed in what? A rectangular form, which is what? The precedenza sign, and they put this one in the junction that the road, the people are going to what? Cross. So whenever you see this blue circle with the human being inside, they are not going anywhere. The human beings are not going anywhere. It's simply talking about what? Percorso di pedonale, which is what? Human crossing area. Remind you, this one is different from what? Attraversamento pedonale, the one that we are talking, we have. This one is mostly placed in the place that people normally what? Cross. That is where you are going to see this sign. And the second one is talking about fine del percorso di pedonale. You know, whenever you see any sign in the driving side book, we have the inizio and we have the fine. We have the inizio and we have the fine. So as you are seeing here, the inizio is the first one that you are seeing on your screen, and the second one is what? The fine. So when you see the red circle across this human being, that means that they are no more what? Having human being crossing that particular road. So you can what? You can do your normal running to what? To go wherever you are going to. The book is saying that il primo segnale, ossia quello di percorso pedonale, vale se del giorno della di notte e indica vale pedonale oppure un percorso pedonale, ossia un'area destinata al transito del pedone e sulla quale gli altri veicoli non possono transitare. So that is what I said initially. This one is being placed in a junction or a place that Human beings normally what? Cross. So you have to be very careful. It is valid for 24 hours. We don't have limit of this one, that it starts from morning to evening or morning to afternoon. It's valid 24 per what? Ore. And we still have this sign here. Let's run up with this sign that you can see on your screen. I think the signs are commonly seen in the city. Many of the signs are commonly seen in the cities. And somebody will say, oh, I always see this sign and I know the meaning of it. Yeah, you know the meaning of it, but you will not know what it's really what talks about. This sign here is what? Segnali di pista ciclabile, elefine di pista ciclabile. Wherever you see a sign like this with a bicycle, it's simply talking about what? Una area percorso de what? Pista ciclabile. When you talk of pista ciclabile, that is what? Running of bicycles and movement of bicycle area. So whenever you see a sign like this, you have to know that bicycles are going to be crossing. People are going to use bicycles to be crossing. People are going to hold bicycles to be crossing that area. So this one is what? Segnala de pista ciclabile. So you have to be molto attentive. You have to be molto attentive. You have to be molto attentive so that you will not go and jam somebody or you will not go and knock somebody down. So whenever you see bicycle with a blue circle, it's talking about what? Segnale di obbligo. And this one is what? Segnale di pista what? Ciclabile. All these signs are part of the segnale di what? Obbligo. That is why you have obligation to what? To follow the instructions of what the sign is talking about. So anywhere you see this cycle or this bicycle with what the blue circle is talking about what? Human crossing area or people using bicycle to what? To cross that particular area. So you have to be molto attentive whenever you are reaching or you are getting close to that very particular place. And then the second one is talking about what? Fine di pista ciclabile. Fine di pista ciclabile. So wherever you see this sign also, you have to know that you have finished the what? The obligation that you have before. So now you can what? You can ride on another speed limit that you need, or you can do whatever you want to do on the street, depending whether when there is no one crossing again. As the red sign means that you have finished the particular what? Place a particular obligation that you have. It doesn't mean that you have to what? Speed off, or you don't have to be what? Moving anyhow on the street. You know, mostly people normally what? Use these signs to what? To do anything, because they have seen that there is a place which is talking about what? Human or people using bicycle to cross. So they will also wait at the end that you are what? Speeding off with their car. That is where they are going to use what? Bicycle to be crossing. And at the end, they will give message that this is the area for what? Bicycle, and this is the area for what? Crossing of bicycles. Please, somebody is asking me, how can I share the live video? You just click on your share button on your screen. You can see the screen, your YouTube. You can see that there is an arrow curving to the other side on your right hand side. You just click on it and you copy the link, then you share it to your friends on your status, or you can share it on your any group that you want. Let your friends join so that they can also have what we are learning about. Okay, somebody is asking me if I can do lessons concerning the light. I don't know whether it's the light in the car or the light of the car. Yeah, we'll get to that place where we're going to talk about the car particular. But you know, whenever you want to talk about driving, you first need to know what the road is talking about, because you don't have the car and use the car in your room, or you don't have the car and use it in your company, but the car is going to be what used on the road, which is the public road, which is the strada, and the strada consists of many things together, which makes the strada. So before you can get access to this strada, you have to know everything concerning this strada before you can even think of what the car. So you don't need to quickly jump to the car aspect of what this patented degree, but first of all, get understanding about what the science and also things concerning the theory aspect of the driving. Car is the last thing that you have to think of when we are talking of the driving now. So I think we can answer some few questions and we'll end our lessons for today. This one is the filling the pista ciclabile that I talked about. At that very particular point or that very particular point, and you see this blue circle with the red line, you have the obligation or you have the way, your willing way to what, to drive smoothly going to wherever you are going to. Not looking to left or looking to right, because that time, that area, it is not obligated for people to use bicycle to cross. But when a red sign is not there, you are obligated to slow down and also have it in mind that people are using that area. And even most of the time, when they put these signs, cars are not even allowed to enter. Most of the times when you see this sign, they are being placed in the gardens or small places for playing, and also some areas that cars are not even allowed to enter. But the cars that can enter that very particular place is what? Police car in terms of what? Emergency. Ambulance can enter there in terms of what? Emergency. Vigilante focal, which is the fire service, can enter there in terms of what? Emergency. But cars are normally not allowed to what? To use that very particular place. And people with what? Disability, they are all allowed to use that very particular area wherever they can see these signs, in the gardens or in any playing ground that you can see it. So I think we'll just take some questions concerning this Segnali, the what OBBLIGO. If you can see me or you can see the questions on your screens, you can help me, you can follow up to answer the questions if you really want to answer it. You can comment with the answers on your screen so that we will learn together. So if you can see the question on your screens, you can just, the first question here, I think don't look at the number here, but look at the question. It says that il segnale raffigurato obbliga il veicolo a mantenere al minimo la velocità indicata. È vero o falso? So what this sign is, this question is talking about is that the sign here is what? Obligation or obligated for the vehicle to maintain al minimum, like the speed, if not anything, the minimum should be what? 30. And the question is trickish question, because why is trickish question is that it's saying that obbliga il veicolo a mantenere. That means the car is supposed to hold the speed of what? 30. That is what indicated there. No, it is not obligated to maintain the speed limit, but it is obligated not to go anything less than what? The 30. Not to go anything less than what? The 30. So as this question is being now, it is what? False. And the second question here is saying that a segnale raffigurato, when you talk of segnale raffigurato, it's saying that the sign indicated, or the sign that you are seeing, or the sign that is drawn, that is segnale raffigurato. Consenta il transito solo a veicoli minuti di catena o pneumatici invernali. What? È vero. It is what? Only allowed with vehicles with what? snow tires or vehicles with what? Goma invernale, or vehicle with tires with what? Chain around them. So whenever you see this question, have it in mind that it is not what? Anywhere vero, but rather what? Falso. Segnali raffigurato. Consenta. When you talk of consenta, consenta is like allowed or accepted. But this sign is talking about cars with what? This particular type, or cars with what? Goma invernale. And he said that consenta e transito solo ai veicoli minuti di catena o pneumatici invernali. Invece the answer is what? Vero. And this one is the sign, one of the signs we started with, the segnale di obbligo, and he said that il segnale raffigurato è una segnale di prescrizione. That is the first time when I was doing the segnale di obbligo, I said it. The segnale di obbligo are all part of segnale was prescrizione. They prescribe something to you that you have to what? To follow. So this one is also what? Vero. Okay. So this question here is also talking about what? Segnale raffigurato preannuncia che non è consentito svuotare a destra. Non è consentito, that it is not allowed to turn what? A destra. And it is what? Vero, because this one is what? Preavviso di what? Svuotare sinistra. Preavviso. So when they place this sign, you have to know that you are obligated to turn your left hand side at the next junction that you are getting to, because mostly the right hand side is being blocked. That is why they place this sign there. So this one is what? Segnale raffigurato preannuncia che non è consentito svuotare a destra. Invece the answer is what? Vero or falso? I don't know if somebody can read this question. Okay, this sign here, this the question, somebody is saying it is falso. Okay. And check the question. It says segnale raffigurato preannuncia che non è consentita a svuotare a destra. It is not allowed to turn what? A destra, which is the right hand side. So invece è vero or falso? È vero, because it is not allowed to turn what? Right hand side, but rather allowed to turn your left hand side. And this one is saying, il segnale raffigurato vieta di marcia e velocità superiori a quella indicata. Vieta. No, it is not vietato. It is not prohibited. This one is saying that you have this obligated, like you're obligated to go the speed of 30 and above. So this one is saying segnale raffigurato vieta, like prohibited to have the speed velocity of what? Maybe 40 or 50. It is not what? Vero. It's falso, because it is allowed for you to go more than 30, 40, 50, 60 going, but not less than 30 kilometers per hour. So it is not what? Vero, but rather falso. Vieta, no, è falso. Okay. I think I don't want our videos to be long due to one or two things, because if you are watching the video and it is too long, it gives you upset and also makes you feel bored whenever you are watching. So I always want to make the video short so that whoever is watching can quickly understand and also have mindset for the next video that we are going to upload or we are going to share. So if you are really enjoying what we are doing, all I need from you is to help me share the link to your brothers and sisters who are willing to have the patented degree And also let me hear from your feedback. Share your comment on the YouTube sections so that I will know if you are having a good time with the lessons and also enjoying the videos, so that I also have motive of what I'll be motivated to do much and also becoming live more often. So if you really enjoy the videos, thanks once again for your time and your patience watching us. And also, God be with you and see you in our next video. Don't forget that this is Quad Drive and you can drive with possibility, and also know that driving is also possible for everyone. See you in our next video. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.